Base psyllium fiber helps trap and remove the waste that weighs you down.
Ace,
You're moving better than you were last week.
Definitely.
Metamucil keeps you moving. These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease. Learn more at metamucil.com.
Identity theft can cost more than you think. Drained investment accounts, stolen tax returns, lost wages, expenses for lawyers. It's a lot. That's why LifeLock is backed by the $1 Million Protection Package, which covers up to $1 million for stolen funds, fees, and experts and lawyers, and out-of-pocket expenses. Don't face the burden of identity theft alone. Protect your future and finances with LifeLock. Join now. Save up to 30% off your first year with promo code BECK at LifeLock.com. 1-800-LifeLock, promo code BECK. LifeLock.com. Terms to apply.
A Ukrainian woman identified as the main suspect in a bombing in Monaco last week is found shot dead in Ukraine. The bombing targeted a Ukrainian business tycoon with ties to Russia. He, the woman with him, and his son were injured. Now, 2 men under investigation as accomplices in the bombing are in custody for the suspected bomber's murder. One, a Ukrainian intelligence officer, confessed and says he acted on his own without informing superiors. Raleigh, North Carolina's mayor is considering a curfew after what police call a teen takeover.
Mayor Janet Cowell telling local media that she's mulling the curfew for teens 17 and under after a series of shootings and chaotic events over the Independence Day weekend, saying in the interview that the city needs to talk with the youth, their parents, schools, and the broader community to understand the root causes and better coordinate strategies. An estimated 10,000 teenagers flooded Briar Creek and Glenwood South as businesses were forced to shut their doors to protect staff. Several fights broke out and 9 people were shot as thousands of teens swarmed into the commercial areas. All of the victims expected to survive. Sue Guzman, Fox News.
SpaceX officially joins the NASDAQ 100 this morning.
Elon Musk's artificial intelligence and rocket company will be joining the tech-heavy index ahead of the opening bell. The move comes just weeks after SpaceX's record-breaking IPO and follows new rules that aim to include newly public mega-cap companies sooner to the index. If investors hold some funds tied to the NASDAQ 100, they most likely will end up exposed to SpaceX, whether they like it or not. Mutual and exchange-traded funds with a collective $800 billion in assets track the index, and these funds were expected to buy shares of SpaceX after yesterday's closing bell. Hillary Barsky, Fox News.
Tech stocks are down ahead of the opening bell on Wall Street. Oil prices are up. And again, our top story, President Trump's arrived in Turkey for a 2-day NATO summit. I'm Chris Foster. This is Fox News.
News Talk 710 KURV, broadcasting from the Valley's All-American Truck Headquarters studio at PayneAutomall.com.
Happy Tuesday. It is July 7th, 2026. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. Thank you for joining us on the 710 AM radio. You're doing the online thing too, Freddie, right? Which ones? What you got? Orale. Facebook, YouTube, X Live as well. You hear little headlines. What do you say? Can you go? Yeah, you can do the rewind on YouTube, X, and Facebook. Also at Radio Para Mi. Go get that free app. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. And we got AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on standby. Going to look at the tropics and Texas weather as well. In the news this morning, again, a confirmation from Toyota, over $3 billion more coming from Toyota to Texas. This will be in Central Texas, up in San Antonio. Toyota shifting most of their production of Tacoma trucks from Mexico to Texas. It's part of a $3.6 billion investment into the company's plant on the southern side of San Antonio, the Toyota plant. Downloading apps in Texas will now require age verification. Here's this report from Chris Fox.
The U.S. Supreme Court declined to block the Texas App Store Accountability Act, meaning it now becomes state law. State Senator Angela Paxton authored it. The law requires app stores to verify users' ages and obtain parental consent for those under 13.
In the real world, minor children are not signing contracts with businesses. But in the digital world, they do this every single day.
Back in May, the Fifth Circuit Court of Appeals stayed a lower court decision that blocked the law. Tech companies filed suit charging that the law's content-based restrictions violate free speech rights and pose potential privacy and safety risks. In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
Back to the Valley, this high-profile case out of Austin. What a heartbreaker. A judge denying bond for a young man accused of killing 3 members of his family last month in Alton. 19-year-old Gaurav Chopra, accused of killing his father and mother and grandmother and attempting to kill his brother back on June 16th. The judge over this case denied bond to Chopra after deciding that Chopra is a flight risk. It's 7:08 on the Valley's Morning News. Other business news of the morning, the Texas Stock Exchange is up and running.
Trading started this week on the brand new exchange. It's seen as a huge step in the state's goal to become a national financial hub. Justin Yancey, who heads the Texas Business Leadership Council, says this is a meaningful challenge to both the New York Stock Exchange and NASDAQ.
And competition generally drives innovation and better service and more options for businesses.
This week is considered the soft opening of the exchange. Later this year, the symbols for thousands of stocks and other equities will come online, allowing the public to start trading. Michael Board, News Talk 710 KURV.
And coming up right after AccuWeather, a look at the race between Texas and California to become the top auto market in the nation. Texas about to pass California. We'll give you some details right after AccuWeather. It is AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us. I want to say thank you first to Dougie and all the gang over at Martin Farm and Ranch. You never know what you'll find at Martin Farm and Ranch, from hay to feed and little baby chicks. Oh, precious little baby chicks and rabbits as well. Stop by and say hi to Dougie from us. Meteorologist Jason Caterina joining us. All right, pal. So what's the chance of rain, Annie, between here and the end of the week for portions of South Texas?
Yeah, pretty slim, but, again, maybe a 20% chance of one of those pop-up sea breeze showers here or there as we head through the next couple of days, but really nothing major to speak of at all for us.
Texas travel weather the same?
Yeah, pretty quiet, although up in Dallas, there could be a thunderstorm in Houston this afternoon. Dallas could have some stronger storms with some localized damaging wind gusts possible this afternoon. So that may create some issues with some flights coming and going if one of those does pop up. Otherwise, quiet in San Antonio as well. So,
yeah, had a chance to see some of that beautiful lightning on the horizon. Metro Houston this past weekend. We went there for the 4th. Like my mom, I grew up in Houston. I don't know if I told you, as a teenager. And as my mom would always say, there's always she would say, a manguita de lluvia, like a sleeve of rain passing through Houston every now and then. That's why they got the piney woods of East Texas up in Southeast Houston. They got all that rain up there. The tropics, are we clear, or what's going on? What are the computers telling you for the next 7
all
days?
quiet. Nothing in the Atlantic over the next 7 days. It may become a little more favorable around mid-month for something to spawn up, but the hurricane experts back at base aren't watching anything in particular. Again, there's a case out in the Eastern Pacific, but won't be impacting mainland Mexico or anything like that with that one either. So,
all right, Bill. The AccuWeather forecast as presented by all the gang at AccuWeather. So it's triple digit. We got a heat alert for the area. Triple digit heat for today. So you guys stay hydrated. Yeah, where's the sizzle, Fred? Again, it sounds like rain, but no, that's sizzling bacon right now. You can just you can like smell it. Right. Heat alert presented by Lee's Pharmacy, where you actually can get some bacon, by the way. Lee's Pharmacy North. They've got that diner. They're serving like breakfast right now. So get some extra crispy bacon. Big thank you to Lee's Pharmacy for the AccuWeather forecast and the heat alert. Let's see here. And as far as national days, got a few seconds. There's plenty on the menu. It's National Sugar Cookie Day, National Strawberry Sundae Day. That's a lot of sugar. Extra cheese and extra butter, please. It's National Macaroni Day. That's all the food it's World Chocolate Day. Yeah, eat enough of that. Yeah, you'll be as big as planet Earth. World Chocolate Day. And Freddie, you can't lie to me today, brother. You can't lie to me today, Freddie.
Why?
It's National Tell the Truth Day. Another day that you have to tell the truth.
That's a lie.
That's a lie. All right, pal. We'll check with you next hour.
Okay.
That's AccuWeather meteorologist Jason Caterina on 710 KURV. Coming up in about 4 minutes, I got my brother JT, Jorge Torres, in the studio. He's an expert in international trade. And man, on the international trade stuff, USMCA, as you heard earlier in the newscast and a couple days back, there was a report, this letter from the White House. No, we're not. This whole USMCA, no, it's okay. We don't want any more of that. So is it dead? Is it dying or what? Jorge Torres from Interlink will join us at about 7:16 and comment on that and take a look at other trade issues as well. The time is 7:13 on the Valley's Morning News. Other economic note, the state of Texas fixing to become the number one auto market in the nation.
According to J.D. Power and Associates, California is losing ground to Texas when it comes to new car and truck sales. The market research powerhouse found that in the first quarter of this year, Cali's sales dipped nearly 11.5%, while Texas sales climbed nearly 11%. They say that's indicative of not only people moving from California to Texas, but also the presence of Toyota and Tesla corporate HQs. Should Texas overtake the Golden State, its drivers will influence national automotive trends.
At 7:14 on News Talk 710 KURV. Cases of the New World screwworm are increasing. And again, whatever is reported now is likely a lagging number because folks that are watching this are depending on folks that are on the front lines to actually call in those numbers.
There are now around 30 cases of the flesh-eating insect, and with each one comes more rumors online. Some suggest that the flesh-eating fly could taint the beef sold at the grocery. Gary Joyner with the Texas Farm Bureau says that's not true.
It spreads only when a fly lays eggs in a wound, not through meat, poultry, or dairy products.
He says the invasive insect will not burrow itself into a package of ground beef or a steak. The U.S. Department of Agriculture said in a statement that they've upgraded inspections at food plants. Michael Board, News Talk 710 KURV.
Producer Freddie was telling me off air. You want to join me, Freddie?
Sure.
So why, you're not concerned at all if it were to be an issue. Why, Freddie?
Why?
Yeah.
Because I like my steak well done.
He likes it like beef jerky. Cook that well. Yeah.
I don't want to see any pink.
Yeah. Well, I'll tell you what, if it were there, right?
Yeah.
It's just extra protein. That's all it is. No charge.
Yeah.
Extra protein.
Well, if there was the extra char, extra heat will kill anything on there. So we're good.
See, you're not supposed to cook your steak to that point where you actually put it in your pocket and chew on it the rest of the day. It's for me. I'm sticking to medium, and I'm good with medium. Yeah. That time is 7:15. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We're also online, by the way. Get used to finding us. KURV is a News Talk brand. Go find us at Facebook and X and YouTube. Also, Radio Para Mí. We're looking at international trade. The White House, man, they're not warming up to USMCA. In fact, they'd like to back the truck out of it. And is it going to end, or what's going on? We got big news coming to Texas, more manufacturing coming to Texas. So we'll visit all that from Interlink. My go-to expert on international trade, Jorge Torres on 710 KURV. Up next.
Think O'Reilly Auto Parts for all your car care needs. Get the parts and service you need fast from the professional parts people at O'Reilly Auto Parts.
If you're looking to improve your overall health and have a better quality of life, Dr. T's Primary Care is the place to go. If you feel tired or stressed or less motivated, if you're moody or if you have trouble sleeping, Dr. T's Primary Care will evaluate you and work with you to address your health concerns, including testosterone or menopause treatment, peptide treatment, IV vitamin infusions. Their licensed staff will take the time to listen to you and work with you to improve your overall health. Check out the website, drtsprimarycare.com. Give them a call in McAllen at 956-803-0058 in Harlingen, 956-368-5247.
Day 28 without AC, 70 days until fall. There's no help in sight. I fear the water in the toilet bowl has evaporated.
Dad, just call Mighty Mike's.
No AC? Don't sweat it. Mighty Mike's Plumbing, Electric, and HVAC is your solution. Their comfort specialists will ensure you're sitting cool in the summer months. Visit callmightymike.com or dial 956-686-1353.
Get it right. Call Mighty Mike. Just one call to solve it all.
News, traffic, weather, sports.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
News Talk 710 KURV is your one and only station in the Valley for Houston Astros play-by-play. Astros taking on the Nats again. 5:15 pregame right after the drive home. Actually, we'll go to them. We're going to them early, right, Fred? Right. 5:15 pregame, Astros at the Nationals. And big thank you to Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women. From Interlink, my dear friend is an expert in everything having to do with import and export and international trade. Always appreciate him keeping an eye on what's taking place when it comes to international trade and relevant news and information. Jorge Torres from Interlink in the studio, also one of the Rioplex ambassadors joining me in the studio. All right, brother. So a few days back, thanks for the heads up, about 2 weeks back or so, you found that letter, that communique. It's starting to get a few legs now, a little bit of talking in media. So seems like the White House, it's no secret, President Trump has never been a big fan of international trade with Mexico and Canada, NAFTA, now USMCA. So for working people that, hearing about this first time, tell them what's going on. What happens now that the U.S. says, no, it's okay, we're good, we don't need USMCA?
Well, I think there's a misunderstanding as what's going to happen with USMCA. USMCA started July 1st, 2020, and it's good for 16 years, up to 2036. Now, this year, 2026, was the sunset clause year, which supposedly the three countries, or not supposedly, they are going to see if they want to extend the USMCA for another 16 years. So beyond 2036. So Mexico and Canada submitted letters agreeing to extending it, but the United States, they sent a letter that they don't want to extend it another 16 years. So that doesn't mean that's the end of USMCA. USMCA will be good until 2036. What this triggers is that because the USMCA did not agree to extend it for another 16 years, in 2026, they're going to have to meet every year until they come to terms, or let the treaty expire. So that's what's happening. It's not ending per se. It's going to trigger yearly revisions, which is not the best scenario because that creates uncertainty. What most people wanted was, okay, we know it's going to be extended for another 16 years. Let's move forward. But no, now we have the yearly revisions until they come to terms. Basically what and it comes more from the U.S. The U.S. wants stricter rules of origin, more Mexico to do more on, a bunch of other stuff, as well as Canada. But mainly in the automotive industry, they want stricter rules. And as you saw, the announcement from Toyota moving the Tacoma production from Tijuana to San Antonio, that's a signal that where things are headed, because the USMCA has a 75% content, North American content. Now, the U.S. wants 82% content, plus on top of that, 50% of the 82% they want it from the United States. So again, that's showing the current administration's policy that they want automotive production shifting to the U.S. So again, it's not ending. It's up to 2036. It's just yearly revisions.
There's millions, I was going to say thousands, probably millions of products, from spark plugs to peaches to whatever, skateboards, whatever, electronics.
Mm-hmm.
This trade agreement and the oversight of how much is made where and all that, of course, the big stuff is the automobile.
Mm-hmm.
But even that, with all the components from, some electronics and buttons and things like that, and the more complicated electronic, there's a lot of back and forth. It goes to Mexico, it comes back to the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if it does go to Canada, but, there's a lot back and forth in the final production. Who in the world is responsible for determining if it's 84% U.S. manufactured versus, whatever other lower standard? It's to meet the requirement. Just on the components themselves is an aggregate amount eventually that is expressed in the final vehicle that is produced.
There are specific rules of origin for automotive products, including finished automobiles and auto parts. So, yeah, it's a lot of work, a lot of analysis. That's why we have consultants like me, and companies the OEMs hire trade advisors and trade people internally to do those analysis. So there's a process to calculate all that, and then the government through CBP they will validate that. So it is complicated, but there is a pathway to that, and it's just you just have to do a lot of
It's
work.
a federal gig with, again, which offices would be in charge of this? So it'd be a permanent job to make that determination?
Well, CBP has a team
CBP
of import specialists or Centers for Excellence and Expertise, and then they have the audit team. So between them, they evaluate whether or not the product or a vehicle it's USMCA originating or not.
Import, export. Jorge Torres from Interlink, and of course, his business has been affected quite a bit. He and his clients affected quite a bit by the Trump administration. First, when it came to the tariffs, and then the refunds, and that USMCA is being reviewed, which begs the question: does Customs, as far as these international trade specialists, I suspect they don't have enough on payroll to try to take care of the multiple books that express the different products that are subject to either tariffs or the review of USMCA.
Yes, I mean, obviously the big letters are AI now. So they are using AI. Right? They're targeting entries. Obviously they're doing risk analysis on import transactions. They will select. They have a methodology using AI to select import transactions.
Okay.
And then from there, they're going to do audits and revisions to those transactions. And that's where we come into play to provide all the supporting documentation to ensure that they're compliant, USMCA compliant. But yeah, they're relying, they will be hiring more people. I know that, but they will be relying on AI.
Yeah. More jobs that people would do that AI can take care of in the blink of an eye, or a couple of a blink of the eye. As far as the tariff refunds, has that all been settled? Has the dust settled on that? Are your clients happy, or
it is moving along?
Yeah.
I mean, it's surprisingly it has worked, in my opinion, better than we were expecting. Right now we're in phase 2, which phase 1 was clean entries, no liquidation.
As far as the federal government putting back into their bank accounts, whatever it is that they pay.
Okay. I think there's been close to 30 billion already refunded, and there's more in the pipeline. So it's moving along, not as fast as some importers will like, but yeah, some importers are getting their money back. So we're currently on phase 2, and we expect to be phase 3 later on this year, which more complicated entries. We're still waiting to see what's going to happen to liquidated entries, which are entries that have expired already. Those, as per the Department of Justice, they should not be subject to refund, only on liquidated entries, open entries, or transactions. And the CIT and some importers are fighting that. So we'll wait and see, but it's moving along, surprisingly. So some companies are getting their money, yes.
Do you recall how much money might be sent back from federal coffers to
it's
some of these businesses?
It's close to $166 billion that it's on the table. I think right now they're about 30% done with that amount.
There are lawsuits, right, by some retailers,
yes.
Costco, others, saying, hey, we were affected too, you need to give us
yeah, well, what's happening right now, it's there were some lawsuits so that companies could protect themselves. I mean, that was by some trade attorney saying, you know what, we don't know where the refund process is going, so in order for you to have a better chance of getting a refund, let's sue the government. Right now, most of the importers didn't have to file a lawsuit, so they're getting their money back. But now, because of the uncertainty on the liquidated entries, attorneys are suggesting for companies that have a lot of money on the table to file a lawsuit, because phase 3, we're expecting something to happen, but if the government says no, protests, liquidated entries are not subject to refunds, then if you file a lawsuit, you have a better chance of getting it back. So,
how many phases? Is the third one the final one, or what?
It might be the final one, yeah, because that should take care of the rest of the pool of entries, which are liquidated entries and complex entries, what we call.
Okay.
So I think it should be that.
Import, export expert from Interlink, that's his company, Jorge Torres, here on the Morning News on KURV. Section 301, you wanted to update me on that one.
Yes, as we know, when NAIPA was struck down in February,
the emergency tariffs.
The emergency
I'm
tariffs.
sorry. I hate to interrupt you, brother, but just to make sure that the audience not to assume that they know everything.
Yeah,
so the international tariffs shot down, and 301. Go ahead, explain.
So when those tariffs were shut down in February, the president immediately imposed another tariff under Section 122, which is for an imbalance of money. So that was 10% on non-USMCA compliant products and on other products from other countries. But that's going to expire in July 24th. That's only valid for 150 days. So right now what's going on is they open two investigations, but the one that is at stake right now, it's Section 301 for forced labor, meaning that it's impacting the U.S. because countries are not doing enough to fight forced labor for products made that are imported into the United States. So the comment period ended yesterday, and they're having hearings today and tomorrow because we're expecting an announcement around July 24, that range, that they're going to impose Section 301 tariffs to replace, in a way, Section 122. So like the president mentioned in February, this is not the end of the world for tariffs. We're going to find one way or the other a way to impose tariffs, which Section 301 has proven to be the one that it's more favorable to him. So we expect something on Section 301 tariffs, forced labor, by the end of the month.
Yeah. I would think that finding slave labor in places like China, for example, would be easy to document, expose.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, China, you're using slave labor. Section 301, slap. So what's the maximum that the president, or what's the maximum tariff that could be imposed?
They already pretty much put it in writing in the USTR, the United States Trade Representative. There are 60 countries at stake right now, which is most of the imports that we make, that we have in the U.S., 60 countries, including Mexico and Canada, by the way. There are 6 countries that they're going to assess. They want to assess, 8 countries that they want to assess at 10%, and the other 52 countries at 12.5%. For the ones on the 10%, which is Mexico and Canada and Argentina, they said, yes, you're doing something on forced labor, but not enough. And the other 52, the 12.5, you're not doing anything that to fight the forced labor. So that's what's at stake right now. It's 12.5 and 10%.
I'm running out of time.
Sure.
I've got a few seconds. So what is, if they squeal and say, no, that's not fair, like, or Washington can do whatever it wants because they've got documented proof, investigation. Hey, you got forced labor.
Yes.
That's it?
Yes, the USTR, they can. The only thing will be filing a lawsuit.
Okay.
That's it.
All right.
Okay.
I know you had some CBP news. We'll save it for the next conversation.
Yeah, sure.
All right.
That's fine.
Thanks for stopping by, JT.
Thank you.
Jorge Torres from Interlink. This is the Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We're also at Radio Para Mi. Your station for Astros baseball is 710 KURV. Check us sports up next.
America just turned 250 years old, and at Harlingen Mail Service, we're celebrating in a big way. For a limited time, you can get your own private mailbox for just $2.50. That's right, just $2.50 to secure a real address and protect your mail and packages from those porch pirates. Whether you're a business owner, online seller, frequent traveler, or simply tired of worrying about missed deliveries, a private mailbox at Harlingen Mail Service gives you security, convenience, and peace of mind. And now, to celebrate America's 250th anniversary, we're making it easier than ever to get started for just $2.50. Don't wait until the lines start forming somewhere else at a big box store. Support local. Choose experience. Choose the mailbox service Harlingen has trusted for years. Visit Harlingen Mail Service today and ask about our America 250 private mailbox special. But hurry, this patriotic offer won't last forever. Harlingen Mail Service celebrating 250 years of America with private mailboxes for just $2.50. Harlingen Mail Service, right off the expressway in Harlingen, or click harlingenmail.com for more info. That's harlingenmail.com for more info. Harlingen Mail Service, from Harlingen to the world, we've got your shipping covered.
Joe Fallon did something smart. He saved hundreds on auto insurance switching to Progressive. With that money, he commissioned a portrait of himself. Does Joe already know what he looks like? Yes. Do guests know what he looks like? Also yes. But not as art. It's Joe's savings, and if he wants to spend it on a velvet painting of himself with a white tiger at his feet, we say, roar, Joe, roar. Switch and see if you could save with Progressive and treat yourself. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and Affiliates.
Look at the rack on that one. You know that buck's been eating Purina Antler Max 20 because it ensures maximum antler growth. Martin Farm and Ranch Supply also stocks a full line of deer nutrition for keeping your deer in top shape. In addition to being a certified Purina feed dealer, Martin sells all seasons feeders and blinds. So remember, Purina Antler Max 20 and all seasons feeders. Your deer can't do any better.
Come see us at Martin Farm and Ranch Supply in Edinburgh. Just look for the horse.
Your Houston Astros are on the road to visit the Washington Nationals. Tune in later tonight. First pitch at 5:45. Powered by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women and News Talk 710 KURV.
The 710 KURV Sports Desk is brought to you by Dr. T's Primary Care for Men and Women.
The Houston Astros had a wild affair last night against the Washington Nationals. Houston came out of the gate swinging, scoring 1 in the first and 3 in the second with the Jose Altuve 3-run blast.
Michaelis delivers. And Altuve slugs it to left, fairly deep. Racing back is Lyle, still going back at the wall. And see you later! A 3-run homer for Jose Altuve. And the Astros lead 4-1.
Houston would take a 6-1 lead going into the bottom of the third when the Nationals exploded for 5 runs and tied the game at 6. It would remain tied until the bottom of the fifth when the Nationals scored 6, including a James Wood grand slam. Houston tried to battle back but came up just short, falling with a final score 12-11. The team is now 45-48 on the season, and Game 2 of the series is today with first pitch scheduled for 5:45. With your Texas in the Morning Sports Report, I'm Dylan Moore.
The U.S. has been bounced from the World Cup after a Malik Tillman goal in the 31st minute tied the game briefly. Belgium responded with a goal less than 2 minutes later and added on from there. The U.S. is eliminated in the round of 16, 4-1. The U.S. still without a World Cup quarterfinal appearance since 2002. Belgium, meanwhile, advances to Friday's quarters facing Spain, who eliminated Cristiano Ronaldo and Portugal 1-0. And among the baseball last night, Shohei Ohtani had 3 hits, including a home run. Dodgers beat Colorado in 11 innings. The Dodgers, the first team in the majors to 60 wins. I'm Matt McCoy.
Your 710 KURV exclusive AccuWeather forecast. Hot again. We got a heat alert for the area. Triple digits. We need the bacon again, Freddie. Sizzling bacon. Oh, yeah. Well, it's not going to be that hot, but, you know. Sizzling bacon. The sound, that's not rain. It's sizzling bacon. Triple digits today. Tomorrow, yeah, next couple of days. In fact, by Friday, Friday and Saturday, that was where Jason was saying, right? The 20% chance of rain on and off, like Friday and Saturday. Meantime, today, dry. Triple digits. Heat alert presented by Lee's Pharmacy. They are serving bacon, by the way, on the north. Lee's Pharmacy. They got a great cafe for breakfast. Order all the bacon you want. Border Bridge wait times 30 minutes at the Hidalgo Bridge, and still need an update for Cameron County. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV, your station for Astros baseball, and we got some business news and a check of your money with a whopper of a story for Texas. Central Texas expanding their Toyota manufacturing by over $3 billion. That's the big news of the morning for us and for Texas. That's next on 710 KURV. Stop stressing about your precious mom and dad. You love them. You wish to honor them. They wish to stay at home. And I don't blame them, just like my parents. Like my mom and dad, when I was blessed to have them. I'm an only son, and I was blessed to have them for many years. And in the final few years of their life, I was able to provide, coordinate care for them to make sure that they were happy and safe in their home. They didn't want to go somewhere, and I understand. You don't either. Everybody wants to be at home. Honor your mom and dad, and call Healthcare Unlimited. Make them a part of a team you can put together to take care of mom and dad, from the daily hygiene, the bathing and cleaning up, make sure they smell really nice. You smell their hair. They don't smell like viejillo or viejilla. They smell, I like that shampoo. They can smell really nice. Healthcare Unlimited can help with with the hygiene and the bathing, the meal that needs to be prepared, and leave something on the stove for them, or serve that food for them, cleaning up the house. All that, it's all the day-to-day stuff that for some of your parents, some of y'all tuning in right now, it is impossible. Even buttoning a shirt is impossible. Healthcare Unlimited can provide the health care, the daily, the stats on blood pressure and sugar in the blood, all those things. Take care of that, send a nurse. Make sure they're taking the medication, but also the day-to-day things that they need to be safe and happy and clean at home. Healthcare Unlimited. I love these people. They help me with my mom and dad. They can help you with yours. 956-994-9911. Healthcare Unlimited.
If you've been in a car accident, then you better get ready for a fight. You need a force for justice. The J. Gonzalez Law Firm. No other law firm in the Valley has more offices, more resources, and reaches more people every day for over 20 years, fighting for the people of the Valley. 1-800-CAR-COURAGE. The J. Gonzalez Law Firm. A force for justice.
Bert Ogden, L&F Distributors, and Capital Farm Credit present the 35th Annual Texas Hunters and Sportsmen's Expo at the McAllen Convention Center, July 17th through 19th. 3 full days of over 275 exhibitors, including guides, boats, RVs, gear, hunts, and yes, fishing too.
Listen for your chance to win tickets and possible VIP tickets.
Improve your overall health and enjoy a better quality of life with Dr. T's Primary Care. You're trying to set some new weight goals. If you're too moody or stressed out or just tired and trying to get more sleep, Dr. T's Primary Care can help you with all of that. And more if you're worried about things like low testosterone. Dr. T is a primary care provider from the sniffles to the flu, and also offer menopause treatment, peptide treatment, and IV vitamin infusions. McAllen area call 956-803-0058, and in Harlingen 956-368-5247. That's drtspриmarycare.com.
Audio streaming on KURV.com. Powered by South Texas Buick GMC. McAllen Mission.
I'm Nicole Murray with your money now. Samsung Electronics shares fell 7% as concerns about spending and demand overshadowed record second quarter earnings. The company reported preliminary second quarter operating profit of just over $58 billion. Analysts say markets have been pricing in strong earnings for quite a while. Oil prices have risen this morning following a report of an Iranian attack on commercial ships in the Strait of Hormuz. West Texas Intermediate at $69 a barrel, Brent at roughly $72. U.S. services sector activity dipped in June as some of the boost from businesses rushing to place orders amid the Middle East war ebbed. But employment rebounded after contracting for 3 straight months. The Institute for Supply Management said its non-manufacturing purchasing managers index edged down to 54 last month from 54.5 in May. Futures are still mixed. Dow futures up by more than 100 points. NASDAQ futures down by more than 200 points. Monday, the Dow Industrials gained 155. That's your money now.
Quick medical report. I found this fascinating. Obesity rates are rising in the country. American Heart Association, a study showed that 40% of adults were obese in 2023 in our nation, compared to 30% back in 1999. You think that GLP-1 would be having an effect by now, don't you think? AccuWeather says triple digits. It's going to be hot today, tomorrow. Heat alert for South Texas. We got Fox News coming up in 2 minutes on News Talk 710 KURV. Join us online, Radio Para Mi. Go get that free app and listen to KURV at Radio Para Mi. There was this fascinating report. I had a couple of friends who are in the roofing business, and I was back and forth with my friend Artie. He's the chief over at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing. I believe it was New Jersey. I forget the name of it's like a grocery store and one of those places. Anyway, it's a video that is making the rounds on social media. And it's, one thing is to read it in the news. Like I could see right in the news. Here's a headline. Oh, the roof collapses, implodes, brings a bunch of water down on the business. But another thing is to see it. And, with security cameras inside, oh my goodness, like a tsunami inside the store. The point I'm trying to make is that you need to call Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing, because you as a business owner, as a property manager, you need to know if there are any weak spots, if there's weakness in the structural integrity, if that structural integrity has been compromised in any way, where next time there's a gully washer and there's a pool of water, like an Olympic-sized pool of water gathering on your commercial roof, it's not going to collapse on you, destroy your business, and God forbid, hurt or even worse, anyone who's inside, especially your clients. Check the condition of your commercial roofing system today. Do not wait, because all of a sudden the weather changes. You get a gully washer, you get a ton of rain up there, and God forbid it collapses on you. It happens because you don't, for the most part, some businesses, they don't manage their commercial roofing system, but you can for free. Get the top experts at Chamberlain Roofing and Waterproofing to check everything at your commercial site, your commercial roofing system. 956-655-6178.
Hi, this is Congresswoman Monica De La Cruz. Are you having difficulty getting answers from federal agencies? My office is here to help. Call us at 956-800-6069 to share your issue, and we will be in touch. Team De La Cruz is here to serve you. God bless. Paid for with official funds from the office of Congresswoman De La Cruz.
Here you go, Dad. At LSNB, we build strong foundations on values that matter.
And business practices you can rely on.
Investing in education.
Volunteering in the communities we serve.
And fueling our region's economy.
For over 40 years.
Our mission has been supporting area businesses.
We are LSNB.
Donating more money to more causes than all other area banks combined.
Here, in a place we call home.
We are LSNB. The Valley's Bank.
Everything you need to know to start your day.
The Valley's Morning News.
News Talk 710 KURV.
Tuesday edition of the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. It's July 7th, 2026. Appreciate you waking up with us. I'm Sergio Sanchez, along with show producer Fred Cruz. Jason Caterina from AccuWeather, not changing things much. Triple-digit heat, so we got a heat alert for the area today and tomorrow. News on 710 KURV, a service of Jay Gonzalez Injury Attorneys, ready to fight for you. Call 1-800-CAR-CRASH.
Fox News, I'm CJ Papa. President Trump arriving in Turkey, where he was met by that nation's leader, President Erdogan, as he stepped off Air Force One.
President Trump expected to allow Turkey back into the F-35 stealth fighter jet program. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu, currently the only country, Israel, that operates the F-35 in the Middle East, does not want to see Erdogan receive these jets.
Fox's Lucas Tomlinson in Ankara. Russia's war in Ukraine will also be on the agenda. Ukraine's President Vladimir Zelensky speaking at the summit.
I want to emphasize this. Unlike Putin, we are not fighting this war for pleasure or for geopolitics. Russia brought this war to Ukraine.
Zelensky will meet with President Trump, who said yesterday he believes Russia's President Putin is under pressure to end the war. America's listening to Fox News.
Big business news for the state of Texas. Toyota with a confirmation of a multi-billion-dollar investment in Texas. Toyota shifting most of their production of the Tacoma pickup truck from Mexico to Texas. $3.6 billion investment in Central Texas, up in San Antonio. City's South Side will be hosting this expansion of Toyota production. The announcement from Toyota followed an announcement from Washington that the U.S. will decline its option to renew a trade pact with Canada and Mexico. Toyota saying in an announcement Monday that they remain committed to all three countries and they hope for a, quote, quick resolution to USMCA reviews. Studying the societal impacts of THC consumption in the state of Texas. That's the goal of a state Senate committee that is meeting in the state capitol.
The last legislative session, Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick unsuccessfully pushed Senate Bill 3, a priority bill that also dealt with THC.
We have to ban THC and shut all of these stores down. That includes THC that's being sold in liquor stores in drinks.
A similar bill is expected to come in the next session, so Patrick's directed the Senate Health and Human Services Committee to hear invited testimony about the impact of THC on health care costs and mental health detentions. Sarah Todd is with the Texas Cannabis Policy Center.
My hope is that there is some level-headed testimony and some truly evidence-based studies cited, not anecdotal evidence.
In Austin, Chris Fox, News Talk 710 KURV.
Exercise is good for your health. Yet another study out for folks who are a bit north of the halfway point. If you want to prevent cognitive decline, take a walk, but not just a casual walk. You make sure that you put some speed in it.
A study by the Albert Einstein College of Medicine found people in their 80s who maintain an exceptionally quick walking pace are far more likely to stay mentally sharp than their slower moving peers. Researchers say when you walk, your heart is beating faster and pumping blood not only into your muscles, but into your brain. The faster you go, the more blood that gets to the brain. Similar benefits were found in people who swim or cycle quickly, too. In New York, I'm Daria Albinger.
And a skin cancer expert is discussing and putting out warnings of possible cancer just in time. We're at the peak of heat, peak of sun activity right now.
Dr. Larissa Geskin from New York Presbyterian Hospital is offering tips on how to tell normal moles from melanoma. She says spots that are new and keep growing or changing need to be checked. And if one mole looks different from the others on your body, you should get it checked out. Most moles are not dangerous. Dr. Geskin recommends everyone see a dermatologist at some point, though, to assess their individual risk and determine how frequently they should be checked. I'm Tammy Trujillo.
And a discussion related to altered base pay amounts at Walmart. The Texas Attorney General's office has secured $13 million. It's a Walmart settlement over the Spark Driver program that it owns. Their service that delivers groceries and goods from local Walmart stores, and again has provided this for drivers that participated with Walmart. This is the Valley's Morning News on News Talk 710 KURV. We invite you to join us online. Radio Para Mi is the free app, and you can rewind there. You heard, what was that? I missed something. You can rewind there. You can also rewind because producer Freddie puts us on X Live, YouTube Live, Facebook Live. You can also rewind and take a listen to some of these headlines we're sending your way. Thank you for joining us on the Morning News. This is News Talk 710 KURV.
If you want to keep your storefront as it is, well, that's your business. If you want a beautiful new storefront, now that's our business with Refresh 50/50. Refresh 50/50 is the City of McAllen's grant program that offers up to $25,000 in matching funds to beautify your storefront. Refresh 50/50 provides funds for improvements like new doors and windows, exterior paintings and art projects, and repair or removal of old signs and awnings. Add new lighting to enhance your storefront, install permanent landscaping, or finally repair roofs, stucco, and other parts of your exterior. The City of McAllen increased Refresh 50/50 grants to $25,000 to help more small businesses grow. Over 100 McAllen businesses have been helped. Restaurants, retail, and more. Let us help you. Contact the City of McAllen Office of Retail and Business Development at 681-1001 or apply at refresh5050.com.
Hey RGV, do you love radio, events, and meeting people? Radio United is looking for brand activation ambassadors for our stations. This is a part-time position, perfect for those who want to have fun while working. If you're bilingual, 21 or older, and have a valid driver's license and legal authorization to work in the U.S., we want you on our team. We offer great benefits and opportunities for growth. Send your resume to human resources at radiounited.com. Radio United is an equal opportunity employer.
And the match is about to begin. Most of the team is out with COVID-19, so there'll be some substitutes tonight.
What's this? We have an unexpected guest on the field.